Hey everyone, so this video is not going to be like the rest. It's not going to be a makeup tutorial this time, but the next video that I will be making will be a makeup tutorial, so yeah, stay tuned for that one. In this video, I will be doing the get to know me tag, so yeah, if you guys want to get to know me and just a little bit more, you know, the things I like, don't like, all that kind of stuff, be sure to keep on watching this video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe once the video is done and over with. So yeah, let's get on to the video. Oh, wait. You guys thought I almost forgot, didn't y'all? Before we get started, if you haven't already subscribed, what are you doing? All right, I hope you guys enjoy the video. So to start off, if you guys notice that I am looking down a lot, it's because I have the questions written down on notebook paper and I have it down on my desk right now. So yeah, the first question is, where did I grow up? Now, I was born in New York. However, I did move down here to Georgia when I was like, I think 3 or 4 years old. Who was my childhood best friend? Now, I didn't have a best friend until I was like 5th grade, I believe. So yeah, my best friend, well, my first best friend ever was a girl named Casey, and I still talk to her from time to time. You know, we still follow each other on Instagram. We still are friends on Facebook. We still, you know, see each other's stories on Snapchat, and, you know, I'll always, you know, have love for her, but we don't really like stay in contact that much. Like, we'll check up on each other like once in a while, but, you know, it's just how life is, you know? So yeah. How tall are you? I absolutely don't like this question because everyone always makes fun of me because of how short I am. Oh, and by the way, if you guys hear like little tapping noises, it's because my dog is in the background. So yeah. How tall I am? I say I'm 4'11". However, technically I'm 4'10" 3/4, but I take that extra quarter. I take it. Like, I'm so serious. I will say I am 4'11" to the day I died. Like, if you say like, oh no, you're 4'10" 3/4, nope, I'm gonna be like, nope, I am 4'11". So yeah. Cats or dogs? Now, I have grown up with dogs mainly, but my family does feed 2 stray cats, and sometimes we let the cats in. So I have both, but if I had to choose one, I would have to say dogs. Yeah, dogs. Mainly because cats, they're not as needy as dogs, if that makes any kind of sense. So yeah. Funniest moment throughout high school. Now, let's see. I don't really have the fondest memories of high school simply because, like, I didn't go to the best of high schools. So, funniest memory in high school would either have to be when I was in RTC, like all the little like fun jokes that we used to crack in RTC. So yeah, if you went to high school with me and you were in my flight, shout out to you. So yeah. Or another funny moment was one time I paid $20 for a chance to pie an administrator. So in like, we had pep rallies, right? And when homecoming was around the corner and stuff, we had this like homecoming pep rally and stuff, and we would always get the chance to pie a certain administrator, like if we paid enough money. So basically the thing was, there were 3 administrators in the running of, being pied in the face. Whichever administrator earned the most, like, money and stuff, they would get pied in the face. And I paid $20 one time just so he would get pied in the face because I did not like that administrator. He used to always be on my case. Like, anytime I would, like, be in the hallway, whether I had to go to the office, the nurse, or the bathroom or anything, he would always be on my case. Like, just, yeah. So I had to pay $20 just for him to get pie in the face. And by the way, he did win. So he got a huge pie in the face. So yeah. What year were you born? I was born in 1997. So that makes me 21, about to be 22 this year. So yeah. What is your favorite drink? Okay, I have four favorite drinks. Okay. 2 for if we're talking about juice, and then 2 if we're if we're talking about like soda and stuff. So if we're talking about soda, I would have to, like, my 2 favorite drinks of all time for soda would have to be a Blue Monster or Coca-Cola. Simple as that. Now, when it comes down to juice-wise, I would have to say either a strawberry lemonade or, I had this in my head, but now I'm kind of like debating about it. Yeah, either a strawberry lemonade or a iced tea, or an Arizona iced tea with lemon. Like, those are my guilty pleasures. I love those. So yeah. You're wearing perfume. What are you wearing? Now, I don't normally like to wear perfume simply because my asthma acts up a lot. So it's like perfumes are like very, very strong and stuff. So like I'll wear like maybe like a body spray or a body mist, like those from like Bath and Body Works and stuff. Currently, the ones that I do like to wear are One in a Million and also Moonlight something. It's a blue bottle. Moonlight Path. There we go. Yeah. I love those 2 currently. But for the longest time, I used to wear Japanese Cherry Blossom, and that was because my mother used to buy that for me all the time. So I used to wear that a lot. Tea or coffee? Definitely coffee. Coffee all the way. I am not a morning person, and to tell you the truth, if I ever have to wake up early in the morning, the best way to get me into a good mood is to get me coffee. Like, coffee is life for me in the mornings. What are your life goals? Now, I have a few life goals, to tell you the truth, so I'm just going to name some of them off the top of my head. There's probably like only 4 that I can name like right off the top of my head. But first goal of mine is to be remembered as a positive person, or as a person who made a huge impact in anyone's life. Like, God forbid, let's say I die one day, Well, everyone dies, but let's say I die at a very young age. I want people to remember me as the girl who always smiled, the girl who came into their life and gave them a whole new perspective on life, I want people to remember me as the person who always smiled no matter what challenges life gave her, I want to be remembered as the person who was always a fighter, because that's honestly how I live life. Every day is a battle. Every day, you fight for chances, So I want to be remembered as someone who is gave you a positive outlook on life. I want to be remembered as someone who, is positive, someone who is inspirational, someone who just was living their best life, you know, no matter what. Another life goal of mine is, now this one, if my family watches this, you guys will know this, that this is like one of my ultimate goals. One day I want to be able to tell my parents, Mom, Dad, quit your job. I got this. You no longer have to do anything. You know, I got you. I can take care of you. Like, that is truly one of my biggest goals. Sorry. Another goal of mine is to bring awareness to any and all disabilities, that people don't really have to be like small-minded when it comes down to people in wheelchairs, you know? Like, not everybody that you meet that's in a wheelchair was in a car accident, or not everybody that you meet that's in a wheelchair like was in a tragic accident. Like, it's not all about that. Not everybody that you meet that's in a wheelchair is struggling. Not everybody in a wheelchair that you meet is, you know, is sad about their situation. You know, I want to bring awareness to that kind of, you know, I want to bring awareness to that lifestyle to everybody, you know, because being disabled, for me personally, it's not all that bad, you know. Now my last goal that I can like think of off the top of my head is to one day own my own business. Like, and I mean as in like my own salon. Like I want to own my own business to where it is handicap accessible for any disability. I have learned this in my 21 years of life. Just because you stick a handicap sign on something does not mean it's accessible. So yeah, I want to own my own business to where it caters to any and all disabilities, as well as people who don't have disabilities. You know, it doesn't have to be that way. So yeah, I do want to own my own business. And also I want to name it after my late grandmother on my dad's side. So yeah, I really do, you know, want to do those things. Next question. Next question is, what sports do you play or have played? Now, I played wheelchair sports for 10 years. Yeah, I started out in wheelchair football. Then the next year, they introduced wheelchair handball. And then I went to wheelchair basketball, and then back to wheelchair football. So the way that it goes, like the program is called American Association of Adapted Sports Program. So basically, there's 3 sports altogether. So the order that it goes wheelchair handball, wheelchair basketball, and then wheelchair football. So I played all 3 sports for 10 years, and that was my life. I loved it. And the team I played for, you know, Gwinnett Heat, you know, shout out to them. If any of the players watch my videos, shout out to y'all. I love you guys so much. You know, the Heat is a great team. You know, and just trying to tell y'all the truth, you know. If you haven't yet, please go and look up Gwinnett Heat Adapted Sports. You will be impressed by what we do. Just saying. Have any books you've read changed your life? Yes. A series of books have changed my life, and they're all by the same author. So that's good. So, and the author is R.H. Sin. So if you check out any of his books, like they're poetry books, and they're basically like self-help or self-encouragement kind of books. And I absolutely love those books. I was introduced to them by one of my teammates, and honestly and truthfully, I'm thankful that she introduced those books to me, because like when I was going through my breakup, those books helped me a lot. Like, I mean a lot. So yeah, what is your favorite movie? Favorite movie? Okay, I'm gonna base this off of categories. if we're talking about like live actors and stuff, I would have to say Forrest Gump. Like, if you make any reference to Forrest Gump, like, I'm so serious. I will like love you forever. Like, I absolutely love Forrest Gump. It is like it's my favorite movie of all time. Like, it really is. Like, I cry each and every single time. Like, I cry because it's a good movie and it's an emotional movie. Like, oh my god, you have no idea. Now, if we're talking about like cartoon wise or like like animated kind of movies, I would have to say Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. You guys have no idea how much I love that movie. I grew up watching that movie. It is my ultimate favorite movie. Like, I'm so serious. I will cry. More than I cry with Forrest Gump. And that's saying something, you know. So yeah. Also, if you ever see me in person, look at my pop socket as well as my lock screen. Because it is Beauty and the Beast themed. So yeah. I absolutely love Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, I think that's my favorite movie of all time. If you got me that movie, if you got me a poster, if you got me anything that involves that movie or reference to that movie, I will also love you forever, you know. So yeah. Who are your favorite YouTubers? Now I'm going to base this off of categories as well. If we're talking about my favorite beauty influencer or beauty guru, Jaclyn Hill, all the way. Jaclyn Hill, without a doubt. I love her to death. Like, that is the person who inspired me to do makeup. That is the person who inspired me on so many levels. Like, I love her. I would do anything to meet her one day. So one day I'm going to meet her. Like, that is, yes, that is one of my new goals, to one day meet Jaclyn Hill. Yep. Now, if we're talking about storytime tellers, obviously Nikki Glamour. Like, oh my gosh, she is amazing as well. Like, I love her. She's her story times, they give me so much life. Like, they give me life. They really, really do. If you haven't checked out her channel, you need to go check it out. Type in Nikki Glamour story times, and you will love it. I'm telling you. Now, when we go into the next category, the very last category, I would have another category that I would have to put the YouTubers in is food eaters, or like mukbangers, mukbangers, whatever it's called. People who eat food. Like I know I am not the only one that when I eat food, I like to watch people, you know, testing out food products. I'm not the only one. Or, you know what? I'm not the only one who watches reviews on certain foods before I try it out. Like, I know I'm not the only one. So when it comes down to those types of videos, there's two of them. Steph Pappas and Nikocado Avocado. Love those two. I'm here for it. They give me life. Do you speak any languages? Yes, I do. I speak English and I speak Spanish. And for my family who's watching this, I swear I already know what you guys are going to think, what you guys are going to say. I already know. You guys are thinking, you can't say you speak Spanish because you don't even speak it around us. Even though I don't speak Spanish around you guys, I speak Spanish around my friends all the time. I just don't like speaking Spanish around y'all. Sorry, perdóname. Okay, are you single or taken? I am painfully single. Painfully single. And the reason why I say painfully single is because it's about to be a year. March 16th. it will be a year that I am single. And that is coming up very, very soon. It's a very painful memory that I'm single, you know. Not that it's not a painful memory that I'm single. It's just the way my breakup happened. Very painful memory for me. Ideal first date. Okay, if you would have asked me what was my ideal first date 3 years ago, I would have said dinner and a movie. And now, I would have to say arcade games. You take me to, like, Dave and Buster's, where we get to compete against each other, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Like, seriously. I love being competitive, like, and being competitive is, like, one of my, like, personalities, you know? So it's, like, it's best to see how competitive I am right off the bat. It's better, you know, for you to see that. So, yeah, definitely, I would have to say going to arcade games. I can't remember the last place I went where there was arcade, but I went there on a date, and I loved it. So, yeah. How long was your longest relationship? 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. From the time I was 15 all the way to the time I was 18. Like, literally, like, we got together in May of when I was 15, and we broke up May of when I was 18. So, 3 years. It was exactly 3 years. So, yeah. How many siblings do you have? I grew up with a lot of cousins. I basically consider those people as my siblings as well. So I have a lot. Do you have any bad habits? Oh God. I know if my mother is watching this, I know exactly what she's going to think. One of my bad habits is, okay, like, you know, Q-tips and stuff, how, like, you have to, like, slide them out sometimes. Like, if you get that kind of packaging, I don't push it back in. Like, I don't. I leave it, like, uncovered. She will say that I do that. Like, she will say that that's my bad habit. However, I feel like one of my bad habits is the fact that I like to say a certain word a certain way that I know pisses her off or, like, annoys her. And I always say to my mother sometimes, well, I say it to her now just to, like, laugh and, like, to kind of, like, make her mad or whatever. But I say, quiero un cafecito. Yeah. I always like, quiero un cafecito instead of cafecito or un café. So, yeah. That's definitely one of my bad habits. What is your favorite Netflix show? Okay. The shows that I love on Netflix are not really Netflix shows, but I do tend to wait until they come onto Netflix because I don't like watching ads or, like, I don't like, you know, watching commercials. So currently, I love watching Grey's Anatomy on Netflix. I loved watching Pretty Little Liars on Netflix. I loved watching the 4 episodes where there was, like, interviews about Ted Bundy. I love, like I love shows like that, like Criminal Minds. What else? Criminal Minds, Blue Blood, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Blue Blood. Forensic Files, I love that. First 48 Hours, I love those kind of shows. So yeah. What are your pet peeves? Pet peeve of mine. Peeve of mine. This is going to sound really bad. It's going to make me sound like I hate people. But I hate when people breathe really loudly. Like, you know, like when people are, like, sick and stuff and, like, their nose is like stuffed with mocos and everything. And they just can't breathe through their nose. And so they're just like, I hate it. I hate it. I will literally tell anybody who is a mouth breather or anybody who's breathing really loud, stop breathing for 5 minutes. Please. Just give me peace and silence. That's all I want. Like, I can come off so mean when someone is like breathing really heavily. Like, I'm sorry. That's just me. I'm sorry. What is your favorite color? My favorite color of all time is purple. Like, hello. I love that color. Like, it's my everything. It's what makes me happy. Anything that's purple, I want it. That's just, yeah. I've always been like a purple fan. Like, if you see my mug, my straightener, what else? My hot glue gun, my wheelchair, my brush, everything is purple. So serious. One day, I'm telling you, one day I'm going to make my room purple. Yes. What is one thing you wished people knew about you? One thing I wish people knew about me? Okay. One thing I wish people knew about me is I'm actually very, very happy being in a wheelchair. I love being disabled. I love having spina bifida. Like, I know a lot of people who, like, I know a lot of people who watch me are like people who I knew back in like elementary school, and I used to be very unhappy over being disabled and stuff. But nowadays, like, well, not nowadays, but like for years now, I have loved it. I have enjoyed being in a wheelchair. I have enjoyed being different. I love it, you know. And being permanently wheelchair bound is really not all that bad for me, you know. Like, I know a lot of my family members always want to be like, oh, well, why don't you try giving walking a chance? Why don't you do this? Why don't you that? It's just not for me, and it's not what makes me happy, you know. I love being in a wheelchair. I love being different. I love it, you know. So yeah. What social medias are you addicted to? It's a tie between Instagram and Snapchat. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't followed me on Instagram and Snapchat yet, link is down below. All my social medias are down below in the description box. So please look at it and go ahead and follow me on there. What is your biggest struggle you overcame? Now, the biggest struggle I've overcome is something that I've battled with for years. And I wouldn't say I overcame it. I feel like the biggest obstacle or biggest struggle that I've dealt with my entire life is self-harming. Yeah, you heard it right. Self-harm. I was a very depressed kid growing up, and that was my escape. But I have been sober and clean of that for about a year now. And it's not something I hide. You know, I'm very open and honest about it. I used to struggle a lot with that. And thankfully, I got the help that I needed and the support that I needed. So I'm now clean and sober of it, you know. Like, now I'm able to roll up my sleeves and not be ashamed because, you know, I mean, and my scars aren't visible anymore, you know. They fade away and stuff. So yeah, that's definitely something that I've struggled with a lot. But thankfully, I no longer struggle with it. And yeah, I mean, it's always going to be a part of my life. It's always going to be something that I'm going to battle with. But for right now, I'm okay. For right now, I'm good. For right now, I'm healthy. And yeah, so that's one of the biggest struggles that I've had in my life. Who is your role model? Now, that's one of my favorite questions because without a doubt, it is my mother. Now, my mother is everything to me. Now that I'm older and stuff, my mother is definitely one of the biggest role models that I've ever had because my mother's life has never been easy, you know. she's had to deal with a lot of stuff, especially with me constantly being in the hospital, me constantly, you know, being in sports and everything. She's had to deal with a lot, you know. And yeah, she's a really tough woman. She's a really tough person. She's one of the toughest people I know. So of course my mother is my role model. What are you happiest with in your life? My family and my friends. Like, I love being around my family and friends. I'm very social and stuff, so I love being around people, but mainly my family. Like, I love being around them, and I love being around my friends. All right, everybody, so that was the get to know me tag, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have learned a little bit more about me and my life. And also, if you guys have any other questions, well, this was just the tag question, but if you have any questions for me or want to know more about me, leave your questions down below. Leave anything you guys want to say down below in the comment section, and I will either make a new video over it, or I will, you know, respond to you in the comments. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you doing? Alright, I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. Please leave a like, comment, and be sure to subscribe. Alright, bye everyone.